So I heard that some of you guys have your English GCSE very soon, and that brought me back to a year ago when I was doing my English GCSE, and it was a traumatic experience, okay? So I'm going to tell you why, and hopefully convince none of you guys to do what I did, because it was not good, and I know there are people thinking about doing it. So I had always loved English GCSE. It had been my favourite subject by far. I loved literature, and I was like generally pretty good at English. Like I really loved it, right? And English literature paper 1 was one of the first exams that I had, so naturally, like the day before, I was doing so much revision, and I had been doing English literature revision for like a month prior to that, so really I did not need any more revision. Like I was fine, I was set. And all of that went down the drain. Like literally all of the 5 years of learning the bloody same books over and over again, all of it went down the drain from this one decision that I decided to do the day before the exam, and that was to do an all-nighter. I was so paranoid I'd get like a terrible question that I didn't know anything about. I was so paranoid about everything. I was just convinced that I was not prepared enough, and I definitely was. So I stayed up all night revising like so much. I went to bed at like 5 and I woke up like 6:30, so yeah, I didn't have any sleep. Like I woke up extremely tired, so I was just like, I'm just gonna, you know, like wake up from a quick power nap, and I'm just gonna drink this like really strong coffee, and then on top of that, I thought it was a great idea to have a caffeine pill, you know, to combat my extreme tiredness. Worst idea of my life. So I woke up that day, I had all that stuff, and I was feeling good. I was like honestly feeling like I was gonna ace this test. Like there was nothing wrong with how I was feeling. I was like, I'm just gonna do this test, I'll go home and I'll just go to sleep. Like it's fine. I'll just like power through this one test. Even when I went to the exam, I was like feeling really confident. I opened that test paper and I got a Lady Macbeth question, and I was so happy. I was grinning from ear to ear. I was so happy. I was feeling so good about this. And I knew Lady Macbeth from the back of my palm. Like I knew her, like I knew everything about her. But as soon as I started writing, as soon as I started trying to like think of what to write or to recall any quotes, memory gone. Like my memory was completely wiped. Like all the 5 years of revision, like that whole like all-nighter of just revising so much, and I did a lot of Lady Macbeth that night, gone. I couldn't remember anything. And at that point, I feel like all the caffeine that I just had taken, and bear in mind, this was on an empty stomach. I didn't have anything to eat because I didn't have time. All that was in my system was just caffeine, like really, like loads and loads of like really strong caffeine. My body was feeling really weird. Like honestly, I was so focused on everything else but my test. I couldn't focus. Like I could hear so much, and I could like smell the farts before they even came out people's butts. I swear it was like Stefan Salvatore would say, all my senses were heightened. Everything was just on 1,000%, and I felt so jittery, and my stomach was feeling so bad, and like, oh my god, and it was so bad. It was so bad, and I had like this ringing in my ear the whole time, and I couldn't focus. I literally could. Oh my god, I'm actually getting like PTSD just thinking about it. Like even like, oh my god, I don't know how to explain it. It was so bad, and I couldn't remember anything. I wasn't able to finish my essay. Like it was so bad. And so naturally I came out of the exam bawling my eyes out. Like I was crying so much, and like I ran out of that exam. I remember, this is such a vivid memory. I ran out of that exam, and then I ran into like the bathroom and I started crying, and then I came out, my eyes were like so red, and I think like the head of year saw me. This is so embarrassing. He saw me like, having a mental breakdown. He like brought me into his office, and he called my parents saying that I was having a panic attack, and low-key I was. So he called my parents to come get me, and in the meantime also called in my English teacher. She also came in, and she saw me like crying. I was crying on the office. It was so embarrassing. And I was just, because I was really scared, right, because I had to get like at least a 6 in like English and maths to get into the IB, which is something I had been planning on doing. So I was really scared I wasn't gonna get my 6 anymore because of this flopped exam. And then one of the things that the head of year said, he was like, it's alright, you know, you're always welcome, no matter what you get in the exam, you're always welcome in our 6th form. And I was like, low-key, that made me want to cry even more, because I did not want to go to that 6th form. Like honestly, I was gonna start bullying even more after he said that. No shade to that school, but I just really did not want to go to their 6th form. I didn't want to go to 6th form in general, and I wanted to go to this exact college and do this exact program. But I locked in for paper 2 and treated my body right. I went to sleep, I had breakfast, and I did so well on that paper that I ended up getting a 7 in English literature, which I was so surprised with. But yeah, so moral of the story, if you're planning on doing an all-nighter, don't do it. It's literally like, I literally saw a video the other day explaining that biologically your brain is going to do that. Like, it was so weird because it was literally like a mirror of exactly what happened to me. Like, the video was explaining that like you do an all-nighter, you wake up feeling good, and when it goes to your exam, like your memory is just going to be completely wiped, so your brain can't process, your brain can't focus. And I think that, along with all like the caffeine, everything was so bad. And yeah, so if you take anything from this video, is please don't do an all-nighter. No matter how unprepared you feel, don't do it. Trust me. You won't be able to retain information. It's so bad. But yeah, so I hope I convinced some of you guys to not do an all-nighter. I hope you all have an amazing day. Good luck with your English exams. I hope it went better than mine did. Yeah, I love you all so much. Bye bye.